Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. And it really is crazy at the moment. Not in this video, but in the members live tonight, we're going to be looking at the wildfires in California, and it's just chaos, isn't it? Everywhere you look. Anyway, meanwhile, in Spain. Just recently, the family of John George were put out of their misery a little bit by at least the discovery of his body by the Guardia Civil. So, and of course, John was discovered in a place nowhere near anywhere that anyone had been searching, a place called Rojales, which probably, even those of you who come to Spain maybe regularly on holiday, you probably won't even have heard of it or even know where it is. You might know Quesada, that's a place where a lot of expats live, which is right next to Rojales. But you probably have never heard of Rojales because it's a very Spanish rural. It's not exactly a village. It's more than a village. It's a town, I suppose. It's bigger than a village, but it's not as big as a city. That's where mainly Spanish people live, whereas Quesada, which is nearby, Quesada is a place where expats live. Not only British people, all different nationalities, but a lot of British people who live in Quesada, and you may have heard of that. But then another lot of you will only you'll know Benidorm and Mallorca and the other places in Spain that people go to. I think what a lot of people don't realise about Spain is it's huge. There's huge, and there's the mainland, there's the Canary Islands, there's Palma, Mallorca, etc. It's massive, and there are lots of different parts of Spain, and people only tend to know the part. It'd be like me if I went to a country that I didn't know. Say if I went to Ireland, for example, I might go to Ireland, know Belfast. I don't know all the outskirts, all the outlying places. But of course, you've got to remember that Spain is massive as well. It's a big country. It's not a small country. It's a huge country. So there's lots of different facets to Spain. Not only tourism like beach tourism, there's skiing, there's a lot of agriculture. Madrid is a major hub, European hub. Spain has gained after Brexit. Spain has benefited from Brexit in one way because, whereas Britain was one of the sort of the top people, that were the top countries for the European Union, and then Britain took itself away, and Spain has took that place. So they're much more important now in the European Union. They've benefited a lot from the European Union. They've got good relations with China. They're a country to be reckoned with, not just somewhere where you go and get on a sunbed and get in the pool, but there is that part of it as well. So I think for a lot of people, this place in Rojales, which is near some tourist destinations, not that far from where John and the other people were staying in the apartments in Orihuela Costa. It's only about 17 minutes away. And there are different ways you can get there. I'll explain that in the video that I've made this morning. But it's not, I honestly think there's not many people who don't live in Spain will have even heard of Rojales. If you live in Spain, you'll know it. You'll know it as the Spanish village next to Quesada, probably, or where there's a nice park there. There's an aqua park. The aqua park is technically in Rojales rather than Quesada. So you might know it for things like that. But really, I think apart from that, you wouldn't know Rojales unless you lived here. So anyway, I got up this morning, and although it's funny, yesterday, God knows how John's poor family feel. I mean, it just must be the most weirdest mix of emotions, because you've got a combination of relief that John's been found and you're going to be able to take him back home, but obviously you know, you're absolutely heartbroken because your worst fears, although you knew it anyway, that he was likely deceased because you'd been told that. Still, it's different, isn't it, when you get actually that confirmed? And then there's the waiting game now, waiting till John's body is released so they can take him home. I bet they can't wait to get home. I bet they just cannot wait to get home because, yeah, they're in a foreign country, etc. But also, I mean, they've had a lot of support. They've had so much support from their own communities in Belfast, from both sides of the sort of religious divide or the political divide. And they've had a lot of support here. And now on the Facebook page, it's so beautiful, really, because, of course, it was all about finding John. And now on their Facebook page, they've changed the name to Justice for John. And there's a lot of eulogies on there. People are putting poems on there, songs. We'll watch a song at the end, actually, that someone's put on. I don't know if I'm allowed to play it or not, but anyway, I'm going to play it. You know, and just such beautiful things that people are posting. People who knew John, didn't know John, know the family, don't know the family, maybe know the area. You know, so much. You know, and you get the odd, don't get me wrong, you get some sort of idiots on there making arguments or saying ridiculous things. You'll always get a small percentage of them, but they're such a tiny percentage. You know, the family at the moment, or the administrators, they're controlling the page. So presumably anything nasty doesn't get to go on there, which is good. But I bet they are getting some things that come through because, you know, these sort of things, as we know, and as we've said, they do bring out the best of people, but they can also bring out the worst of people. So you do get people out there. I'm just looking for my lighter, actually, so I can light a candle, because I haven't lit a candle this morning because I've been out all morning. But oh, there it is. So yeah, normally if I'm not going out, well, lately anyway, I've been lighting candles like mad. But set fire to myself. So I light a candle for John and his family, and I hope you'll all light a candle as well. I know people are lighting candles, especially on the Facebook page. People are sending photos, and beautiful poems that people are writing, etc. So anyway, so what we're going to talk about particularly today. So what's going on is that, of course, John's been found. Now, we heard that this person was arrested. You know, the 32-year-old Eastern European. But the news that seems to be coming out at the moment is that it's not thought that he is the person who actually committed the crime. That the person that actually did it, that actually shot, they have confirmed that he died by gunshots, or as far as the Spanish news are reporting anyway, that the post-mortem confirmed that he died by gunshots. But there is this sort of general news going around that the guy that they've got in custody, the 32-year-old Eastern European, they're not certain that he was the actual person who pulled the trigger. And there's still talk about another suspect who's fled to Thailand, who is Irish. But again, we've got to wait until the full news comes out. But this is news that's coming out through the Spanish news agencies, and they wouldn't be able to release anything unless the Guardia authorised it. So I'm presuming that it's correct, but, you know, so the investigation now is a completely separate thing, isn't it? John's been found, he's going to be taken home. The investigation is a whole nother thing, and, you know, you just have to see what happens. If this person has gone to Thailand, I don't think it'll matter if he goes to Thailand. I don't think it'll matter really where he goes at the moment. I think he's going to be brought back one way or another because, you know, they'll have some sort of evidence and things for the reasons that they're thinking that the guy they've got in custody, although he's involved, is not the actual person who shot John, according to Spanish sources. but he seems to know a lot about it. So we'll see what happens in that. So I'm not here really to talk about the investigation is for the Guardia to do. I hope John gets justice. You know, I really, really hope that John gets justice. But and I'm sure they will. Whatever anyone says, the Guardia have dealt with these sort of people, you know, forever. You know, it's not the first. You know, there's been sort of drugs group, if it is a crime group or whatever. Personally, I think it's not been done very well. This if this was a hit, or if it was something to do with gangs or this, that, or the other, they normally deal with things a lot more efficiently. I don't think they've really done it very efficiently. But hey, you know, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't anything to do with that. Maybe it was just an argument. Maybe it was just someone going off their head because they'd taken too much cocaine or whatever. We don't know, really, do we? Okay, so I'm going to say hello to everyone, and then I'm going to start to show you the video of, it's only a short video. I got up this morning. So what I started saying, sorry, I'm waffling on as normal. Last night I felt this sort of overwhelming sense of relief because for nights I haven't been able to sleep. And that's just me, so God knows how his family's has been. You know, thinking, where is John? Where is John? You know, it's all been, and then John was found, and knowing where he was like a relief there, even though it's very sad. And I thought, right, I'm going to go to Rojales because it's a little drive off. It's quite a big drive away from me actually, but not undrivable. And I thought, I'm going to go there. I'm just going to have a drive around. I'm going to take some video footage so people, because I think a lot of people, you won't understand what an area it is and how it's incredible that he was ever found, because there's so many, you know, all the guidance that the family had, weren't they? Were there those ridiculous sort of sent off on a wild goose chase locations, and he was in a lemon field somewhere. He's hundreds. Just on the way there, I drove past hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of lemon groves. Hundreds. So, you know, from the apartment where John was, sort of where that video was taken, where he was in Orihuela Costa, driving to Rojales, the way I drove, because there are different ways you can get there. I mean, you can go on the motorway, you can go on the coast road and then cut inwards, or you can go down the back roads, and I ended up going down the back roads. But it's just lemon grove after lemon grove after lemon grove, finca after finca. You know, you're right out in the agricultural area of Spain. You know, it'd be like saying in Berkshire, he's in a hayfield in Berkshire. You know, it'd be like saying that, or it'd be like saying in Manchester, oh, he's on one of the moors. Well, you know how difficult it was for them. There's still one moors murder victim that they haven't found, Keith Bennett. You know, it's just, even if you know the area. So, of course, they didn't know the area. They were searching all in the wrong place, but they didn't know that. And, you know, there he was in Rojales. But anyway, let me say hello to everyone before you'll understand when I show you the video. Hi, Mara. Hi, Bike Gang. Hi, Pork Chop. Hi, David. Hi, Mello. Hope you're all well, by the way. Hi, Irene. Yeah, Irene, I'm going to delete that because I'm not having I'm not having negativity on here. Sorry. And pink boots are because I wear pink boots. Boots on the ground. It's irony, Irene. There's Angel in there. I didn't see Angel, I don't think. So Mello's saying hi, Angel. Oh, there she is. Yeah. Hi. Okay, so let's just start by showing you the video. So I got up this morning, I thought I'm going to go to Rojales. I'm going to take a video of the area so people understand what the area is like, So it's hard to get your head around it, isn't it, if you don't know the area. Of course, then all hell let loose. I mean, in good things, like people were inquiring about Spanish classes and how to deal with that. I had a lot of things to do, so I was a bit late going off, as always. I didn't have as much time there as I was hoping to have. I would have liked to have had longer to look around properly, but I got some videos, and I think you'll get a good idea of the area. And eventually, I will go back there.
Hey, it's me. So I'm just gonna.
So this is me. I'm in the car setting off. I thought about going live, and then I thought, no, I'm not going live, because I didn't even know what I was going. Where. I mean, I knew that area years ago. I don't know it very well now. I can't even remember the last time I went to that area. Oh, I used to go there sometimes for work or to walk the dogs. There's nice places there to walk the dogs, but it's not a place. It's out of the way for me. It's quite a far distance from me. It's not a place that I would normally go to, except for a reason. So, of course, I sort of ran out of time. But anyway, so I started off. So I thought I'd do a series of little videos and put them together and show you when I get back.
Go to Rojales because I just want to see if I can see where John was found. Just for I'd like to leave a tribute there. I don't know if the family have been able to go there and leave tributes, or if they would want to or not.
Now that's it. I don't know, because apparently where John was found was a finca, like a farmhouse, small farmhouse type thing, and it may well have been private property, so maybe they're not allowed now. If they're presuming that the forensics have finished with the area, they may not be able to. I don't know if they're able to go there and lay a tribute or not, but I noticed that John's brother was asking if anybody knew of anywhere where they could get flowers, so that could have been, maybe they are going to put some tributes down there. I hope so, because it's important, because I know that they've got John and they're going to take John home and they're going to lay him to rest, and he's going to have a funeral, and there'll be a place where they can go to lay their tributes, etc. But normally, like for example, the same with Jay Slater, people like to lay tributes, don't they? So, and I know that there was some special occasion last year where the family, or certainly Warren anyway, and Zach, Jay Slater's dad and his brother, they did return to that area and lay tributes and things to where Jay was found, or as near as they could, because of course where Jay was found, it's difficult to get to. And I expect that will be the same for this family. They still want to lay tributes to where John sort of had his last moments. It's like quite a common thing, isn't it? And there's probably quite a lot of people would like to lay tributes there. I certainly would. So, one day I hope that I will know where it is so that I can go and lay a tribute to John. But anyway. Hey, Pork Chops, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for that. Hi, Julie. Thank you for joining. We'll see you tonight in the members. There's a members live tonight. Thank you. So anyway, off I went. So here we go.
Still be a crime scene, I don't know, but I'm just going anyway to have a look and give you an insight into the area. I'll catch up with you when I get there. Okay, so I'm actually here just on the entrance to Rojales, and I just want to say what struck me on the way here. So I went to the apartment first of all and tried to come like the way that probably...
You can just see Riley's ears in the back, had the dogs in the back.
Maybe that night they went, but I think they probably went on the motorway. But maybe not. I mean, there's so many different ways you can come to Rojales, like anywhere else, if you know the way. If you don't know the way, you tend to go on like the main road, or did they know that area? So did they bring John on the smaller roads? That's the way I've come.
I just realised we've got two Julies in the chat. Hi, Julie76 and hi, Julie Gage.
In the end, to avoid the motorway, because the other thing about the motorway is there is a toll. So if they came straight on the motorway from where they were, they would have to pay a toll. So, and of course then there would be a record, wouldn't there, of their matricular, of their number plate, I would imagine. So maybe they avoided the tolls. They could have gone up the coast road and then cut in, or they could have come up the back roads. But I just want to say, I've come up the back roads in the end, but how many lemon groves I've just seen driving here. I mean, I used to know this area quite well. I don't know it that well now. I very rarely come this way. It's not that close to where I live. But the amount of lemon groves, how this man has been found, somebody must have tipped them off, or there must be some electronic data, or maybe he was found accidentally. Because if you, honestly, I was just thinking, God, that family, if they could be in Spain for 10 years searching the lemon groves. I've gone past hundreds of lemon groves in not that long a drive from the apartment. It's about 20 minutes. And it's lemon grove after lemon grove. And also, so hundreds of lemon groves, definitely, and dozens of construction sites. There's still a lot of building going on, and then loads of wasteland, scrubland. You know, without a proper pinpoint of finding John, they just would never have found him. So it is a bit of a miracle. I know it's still sad, obviously, that they found him that he's deceased, but it's a miracle that his body was found. I'm so glad that they're able to have that peace, at least, that they've got him back and they're going to take him back home. But yeah, hundreds of lemon groves. You know, this is what this area is. You know, people think of.
No, I just want to say it's a lovely day here today. It's actually 21 degrees at the moment. So the weather has definitely got better, though. I think it's going to turn bad again by the weekend. So, you know, just to let you know that it's a little bit warmer than it has been. So that's good as well. I think thing is, there's nothing more miserable than Spain when the weather's bad. You know, in that area, any area in Spain, you know, Spain is not made for bad weather. You know, the houses are cold, everything's geared up for hot weather. You know, whereas of course in cold countries, it's at least geared up for cold weather. You know, you might have underfloor heating or central heating or blah 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 blah. But in Spain, it's so miserable, and there's not much to do. All the activities in Spain, you know, I'm just talking in general here, are to do with outdoor things. People come on holiday, they want to be outdoors, or, you know, Spanish people, they do things out. You know, if the weather's miserable, you don't see anyone out and about because they don't like doing things in bad weather. You know, whereas if you live in a cold country or a country that has a lot of rain or blah, 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 you can't put your life on hold every time it rains, because otherwise you'd never do anything. Oh my God, in Manchester, if you never went anywhere, did anything because it was cold or the weather was bad, it was raining, you'd never do anything. Whereas in Spain, it's different. You know, you might get a few days of bad weather, but you know, on that fourth day, it's going to be nice. So people do stay in and things do get cancelled, etc.
Spain is tourism, but it's also a big agricultural place, isn't it? Now I'm going to try and turn I'll take a photo. How will I do it? What I want to try and do, let's see if I can do it. Houses, more lemon
in 200 meters at the roundabout, take the third exit onto CV 920.
The thing
I think these are sort of the other way around. What I was trying to do there was I was trying to turn the camera around so I could take a picture outwards, and it wouldn't let me do it without cutting me off. And this, where am I here now? Let's see. I might have put them all in the wrong order, probably knowing me.
You know, so there's all these little places now. Oh, there's a lemon grove there. So anyway, what I was trying to do was,
yeah, sometimes I was trying to take a sneaky sort of, you know, I didn't have it, you know, I haven't got, I need a little helper. That's what I need when I go on location with my pink boots on the ground. I need a helper because it's difficult to drive and take videos at the same time. But, you know, I mean, number one son would be a prime helper, but, you know, we just don't live in the same time zones. So that's never going to happen. But so this is just a photo to show you that I was there at Rojales.
turn the camera around so I could show you Rojales, you know, that I was at Rojales. But anyway, it cut off, so I had to make a separate video, but that's okay. I'm going to go back to the video on me now. Right, there you go, that's me back. Let me just show you the dogs in the back. Look, I brought them out for a walk because there's lots of nice places. That's
Oh, Rocky's face there, it was so funny. These are my little helpers.
Video, but that's okay. I'm going to go back to the video on me now. Right, there you go, that's me back. Let me just show you
Look at Rocky's face.
the dogs in the back. Look, I brought them out for a walk because there's lots.
Yeah, they're just sat there like, what are you doing all this talking for? Come on, when are we going to get out to do a wee?
Lots of nice places. That's another reason why I've been over this way years ago, is to, you know, I always looking for new places to walk the dogs, but, you know, day out, like a few hours out. But anyway, people are all staring at me thinking, why is she taking a video of that Rojales sign? Or
I know, it was so funny. People were walking past me in the car and I'm doing this video and they were all peering in. God, you can't do anything in secret. Well, you know, I don't know how they got away with it. Because believe me, people notice things. So you don't know that. We don't know what the Guardian know that people might have reported. You know, in Spain, you think nobody's watching you, but there's always someone around. Because they're night people as well. You can't think just because you're out at 4 a.m, there won't be anybody out and about. There probably will. The farmers start work really early. Then some people will be just coming home from a night out. Some people will just be having a walk because, you know, honestly, Spanish people never sleep. Sometimes it seems to me they never sleep.
you know, I'm definitely getting some attention. Okay, so I just thought I'd let you know, show you that I'm here at Rojales. I'm not going live. I may go live later. I mean, I will be going live when I get back to the studio. But I may go live. If I found the spot, I definitely will. But I'm just going to have a drive around, see if I can see what I can see. As I say, I'd just like to know where the place is so that one day, not today, you know, when things have calmed down, I would like to bring a tribute for John, but we'll see. Okay, bye. So that was fun and games, driving through the pueblo, the centre. But my dogs are getting agitated because they want to go for a walk now. They're nowhere near Campo. So
Oh my God, it was a nightmare driving through that town because I don't really, the town set, it's weird. I think this is a common thing in Spain. You have like the town centre. Spanish people like to live on top of each other. They really do. You know, in apartments all built up all around the town centre, called the pueblo. And the streets are really narrow and there's cars parked all along the side. It's really difficult to negotiate yourself through the streets. And then also, if you don't know the area, there's lots of one-way streets. It's the same in my village, but of course I know my village, so it's no problem for me. But other people are always saying, oh, we got lost and blah, blah, blah. And that's how I was in Rojales. I was like, oh my God, which way do I go here? And then next thing, I'm going up a one-way street and, you know, all the people that are coming down the other way and they're going like this to me. They probably see my hair. They see you're blonde. They think, oh, it's a Chani, it's a foreigner, you know. They don't know where they're going, what they're doing. Like, so you have an advantage there, really. So they'll give you a bit of, cut you a bit of slack because they know maybe you don't know the area. normally there's a lot of beeping goes on in Spain, but I didn't get beeped, to be fair. But I got a lot of sort of like this, and oh god, and then I saw the police, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going up a one-way street. I hope I don't get fined. So yeah, I had quite a bit of fun going through Rojales town centre. Not real fun. Who's Dum Dum? Who's Dum Dum, David? Dum Dum. Must be one of your grandchildren or something if you're dropping them off at college, I think.
Come through the centre. I've gone up the one-way street a couple of times. Oh God, it's a wonder I didn't get a fine because I don't know that area very well in Spain. If you know anything about Spain, when you go into these little villages, they're not villages, they're towns really. They're not cities, but they're towns. It's very confusing, the one-way signs, etc., if you don't know the area. So I've been up a couple of one-way places, and anyway, never mind. I'm here. So I've come through the pueblo, and I'm now more on the outskirts. And you can see, or you will see, I'd like to be able to show you how this is. These are all like fincas, where John was found. So a finca is like a small holding, so it'd be someone will have a house and they'll have some land and they might have lemon trees on it. I don't know if it was private property where he was found. So, but you can see this is much, when I drove through the pueblo, it's like just houses, one on top of each other, flats, a lot of flats, etc. And then as you come out into the campo, which is, you know, only a couple of minutes outside the pueblo, it's so much more remote. You know, there's so much more like country buildings, you know, your farmhouses, small farmhouses. So a finca is what I suppose you might call it a small holding in English, or a small, what's the word? I'll see if I can, I'm not supposed to do this really good. Could get into trouble if the police see me. I hope there's no police around. But you can see over there, look, there's one, for an example, there's all lemon trees there. Or some sort of trees, I don't know if they're lemon trees, I think they are. Yeah, a lot of campo, but then there's... So I've just pulled over on the other side of the road. I went up around the roundabout. I just want to show you that, you know, even Rojales, even if they knew that John was in Rojales somewhere, it's like, it would just be impossible really.
Yeah. So even if they, you know, even if they say, right, well, his body's in Rojales, yeah, you could be searching it for years. You know, honestly, there's so much campo. And that's literally one small part that I'm videoing here. There's more to come. I'm going to show you. But as I was coming out of it, I thought, oh, I haven't been up that way. You know, you go up a hill and then, you know, it's so huge. Honestly, just a miracle this man was found. Honestly, thank you, God, that he was found.
Without a location of some kind, some electronic data or maybe a tip-off, that you would find him. You know, it's there's a lot of rural area, a lot of lemon groves, etc. So it would be difficult even with a location in Rojales. So however John was found, thank God he was, because you know, gosh, practically impossible. So I just stopped. I took the dogs, let the dogs have a wee, and then they're always trying to eat the grass, so I've put them back in the car. But anyway, so this is not where John was found, but this will be the sort of place. You can see you've got all the trees, and then in between there is, this is what I would call a the partida, are like the paths in between the trees. You know, I can't explain partida, but you can see, so these trees, not sure if they're lemon or orange trees these are, but you can see in between the trees.
So I was literally probably in Rojales about 15 minutes doing these videos, and these I saw, you know, least 50 of these things as I was driving around. These, honestly, I'm stuck for a word to call it in English because, well, they're groves, aren't they? Lemon groves, orange groves, there's olive groves, and Rojales is full of them. And I only went in one tiny part of Rojales, literally. So it's just boggling my mind how he was found, because there were so many different places. It has to have been a tip-off or some sort of pinpoint information from data, or maybe an accidental find by the farmer, by the person who owned the finca. Because although these things are out, like this is open, you've got all these lemon trees here. Orange trees. But there's ones with lemon trees as well. But they're open. They're not fenced off. So if you wanted to go, you don't have to buy your lemons in the supermarket. You just, pop to Rojales. We don't even have to go as far as Rojales. Any village that you're in, anywhere you're in this part of around the Alicante area, there's going to be lemon groves where you can just go and pick your own lemons, because there won't be a fence. There's nothing, but they are private property. Some are fenced off, but really very few, to be honest. So it's private property, but it's not fenced off. So, because I'm just wondering, how did they know to take him there? Why did they take him there to that place in particular? Why Rojales? It's a real, it's bugging me why they would take him there. Or maybe they knew Quesada, because that is more of an expat's place, and maybe they knew somebody there, and maybe they'd driven up that way for whatever reason, or maybe I don't know why they ended up in this area. It just seems a surprise to me.
I think you can see it okay on the video. In between the trees are gaps, where a body could be put, and then like twigs like this put over them. And this is just one, just in this area where I am. I mean, I'm not even in I don't know, as I say, which finca John was found on, but there's loads of fincas as well. It's a vast area, even though it's a small town. Rojales, it's such a small town, but it's also quite, if you're searching for a body, God, makes you wonder how bodies ever get found, really. It's such a difficult job, isn't it? To look for a body that's been hidden. It's hard enough to find bodies where that aren't trying to be hidden, like how long it took to find Michael Mosley's body.
Yeah, so I was thinking, God, people who, because quite often, and that has actually happened in my village, happens quite, if elderly people go out walking through these type of lemon groves and things, they might get lost, or they might have a medical incident or whatever, and the next thing, the helicopters are out looking for them, the drones and everything. And these are people that have died by accident, and it's still, they've not tried to hide themselves, and they're hard to find. It can take days, even weeks, like Michael Mosley, to find them. So how the more you think about it, the more you realize how fortuitous that this body was found, that John's body was found, and thank God he was. And yeah, it could have been bird activity, David. I don't think that's been released. The family haven't said either, but they may not have been given that information as to how the body was actually found. Of course, it could have been somebody involved in it. It could have been the Eastern European guy who said where it was. Because I think the general consensus is, although they think that the Eastern European guy is not the killer, he knew about it. So he's just as guilty, really, isn't he, if he was there and allowed it to happen. But then what would you do when someone's there with a gun and threatening to shoot someone? You might not want to do, you may be too scared to do something at the time, but the first thing you'd do as soon as you got home, wouldn't it be to go and report it to the police? Oh my God, poor chap, he nearly got kidnapped in Lanzarote. Well, the thing is, I'll tell you what, if anyone's ever trying to get you in a car, I've been thinking about this a lot. Because the thing is, once you get in the car and you go off with him, forget it. So, you know, it's just like, it's not going to be good, is it? So I thought, if anyone ever tried to what do they call it? Carjack me, or, you know, tried to get me in a car, I'd be just like, just shoot me now. I'd kick up the biggest fuss that I could. And if they're going to shoot, if they were holding a gun to me or a knife, be just like, just do it now, because they're not going to want to do it there and then, because they don't want the forensic evidence. They don't want the, you know, it might be somewhere in, you know, where there's people walking past. You know, they're not going to want attention, are they? They're going to want to take you somewhere desolate. And the best thing to do is just to kick it. And I'd just stab me now. Stab me now, here and now, because you're not going to take me off somewhere where I'm going to be terrified, as well as getting stabbed. If I'm going to be stabbed, just stab me now. Or if I'm going to be shot, just shoot me now. I'm not having you taking me away somewhere and doing it. And that's definitely what I would advise. Kick up the biggest fuss possible. I always remember Ted Bundy saying that in one of his interviews. He's a serial killer. You know, somebody asked him, what could I do, like, to avoid getting taken by someone like you? And he said, just kick up the biggest fuss as possible and don't let yourself be taken in a car. So, you know, but of course, I don't know how they did this with John. You know, he wouldn't have known maybe till the last minute what was going down. Maybe they threatened his family. I suppose that's another thing, of course, these type of people can do, is threaten your family, and you think, well, you sacrifice yourself rather than your family get hurt. We don't know the details of John's final moments, but it's so very sad, and I expect that's haunting his parents and his family at the moment, is what his final moments were like. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'll just carry this on.
And that wasn't, you know, somebody hiding it. But so there's lots of these sort of places. But I still think, don't know if I'm better doing it this way. Don't know which way I'm better doing the camera. But anyway, I still feel that, you know, John's murder, if it would have been proper professionals, he just would never have been found, you know. So I'm presuming it's in some sort of place like this, in between trees. Very sad. But anyway, he's found. I'm coming into the town. I was going to say the city. It's not a city, obviously.
No, then I just tried to. I was hoping to take a video as I drove through the town, but then my phone just gave out. But this is the town, so you can see there are a lot of houses all concentrated together in flats, apartments. Most of them will be either apartments or small houses, but they're away from the rural part of Rojales. You know, and I was thinking about it, God, yeah, you think of Rojales as a small place, but it actually isn't. It's massive.
Coming into the town now. So I just want to show you, this is so built up, but literally then 5 minutes outside is all that countryside and all those fincas and lemon groves, orange groves, etc. You know, it's a strange sort of place. I mean, I'll try and hold my, I don't think I can lodge my camera where it can be seen to drive through. But if I just hold it and hope I don't see the police.
Okay, so it cut off there, so I never got a chance, but it's probably just as well, because it's quite scary driving through that village. I did end up going down a one-way street one more time. But the other thing that struck me today, I couldn't believe how busy it was everywhere I went. I popped into a supermarket, it was packed. I think, why is it so busy? You know, 9th of January... was around about, when was I there? About 11ish this morning, 12 maybe. It was packed everywhere. The traffic, you know, in this particular little town. Oh, I've got to stop saying little town, because it's actually not that little. The traffic, there was loads of it. Loads of traffic, loads of parked cars. it was like bustling. It could have been market day. I don't know, because, you know, most towns, they have a market day. What day are we on today? Thursday. Might have been market day. I'm not actually sure. But yeah, busy everywhere. It was pain, to be honest. But I think I will go again. I'm not sure when, but I will go again, and I'll go around the other side of it, and maybe one day we'll find out where the actual spot is, so that I can actually go and lay some sort of a tribute, put some flowers down or something. If not actually in that, there'll be somewhere nearby, even if you can't get to the actual spot where John was found. I'm sure there'll be somewhere nearby, a tree or something, I can leave some flowers. Yeah, I know I need to get a proper holder, Mello. I do. You're right. I do, definitely. It's on the list. It's on the list. At the moment, it's just trying to get through January, isn't it? Just trying to, because of course I don't work like the Spanish classes. I don't work over Christmas, so I'm just trying to get back in the swing of it now. But yeah, that's definitely on my list for January, something to go in the car. I also want one of those gimbal things, because I'm hoping to do a lot of pink boots on the ground footage this year. That's the plan. Soon as my son gets his driving license sorted out, and I'm free, then I don't have to be taking him to work, etc. I'm definitely going on location. So I'm looking forward to it, actually. And I, bring back some, or even, do lives, hopefully, but also just get some footage from areas that we've been talking about. What's the matter? The Princess Tia barking at the Chihuahua. No, Mello. Help. No. Listen, and I've got to be honest, it'd be too stressful. I need some. It'd just be too stressful. There'd be clashes. Okay, so let me just take that out now. How do I take that out? Oh, there you go. That bloody Chihuahua. No, it's still going. I think it must be about 150, that Chihuahua. It seems to be well, it must be at least 15. So, but it's still going strong. It's still barking strong, bless it. It's a lovely little thing. It's called Coco. He's very sweet, but he does like to bark. And I've never heard a louder bark. There's no dog on this street barks louder than that Chihuahua. Okay, so I thought I'd just show you that. Much more of obviously to come of this story. Let's just I'm just going to show you, that's right, the Facebook page, because it is so lovely. All the eulogies, all the Oh, hang on. So they've changed the name of the page to Justice for John George, whereas before it was Let's Bring John George Home. Now it's Justice for John George, and just so many lovely messages from people, religious ones, not religious ones, songs, poems, prayers. That is beautiful, isn't it, really? So this is something, I think, they've actually asked for people who knew John to share any photos or videos they have of him, to share any experiences. And this is a nice poem. Speak their name. Someone I love has gone away and life is not the same. The greatest gift that you can give is just to speak their name. I need to hear the stories and the tales of days gone past. I need for you to understand these memories must last. We cannot make more memories since they're no longer here. So when you speak of them, to me, it's music to my ear. So lovely, that lovely poem. There's so many nice poems. Oh, obviously, I'm sorry. That was a YouTube video. I can't watch that. That's lovely. This picture. Oh. Well, there won't be any of us, I don't think, out there who don't know what it's like to lose somebody and how it feels afterwards. But in these circumstances, especially, and this is why I can't think, whatever, the circumstances of this, John, he just seems to have, and his family have got so much support behind them. It can't be that bad. He couldn't have been that bad. I just don't believe it for a minute. So this is a song that I wanted to just show. I hope she does, because this is an Irish singer. I think she's a professional singer. I hope she doesn't mind me showing it. Let's see.
Peaceful. Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you've arrived. Tell me, what do you do up in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and invention? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you've arrived.
Wow. Well, there you go. Wipe the tears from your eyes. There's something about Irish music as well. I think it's because I'm quarter Irish. Maybe I'm quarter Scottish, quarter Irish, and half English. So I don't even know what I am. But there's something about Irish music, isn't it? It just calls to your soul as well. So I think there's no more to say than rest in peace, John. I hope you found that interesting, just getting a bit of an idea of the area that for whatever reason they took John to do what they did, and how much of a miracle, really. And talking of miracles, I've got, I'm like sort of quasi-religious, but yesterday, without going into details because it's a little bit private, I said some prayers about something else, really not really thinking that they'd be heard, and they were heard. And honestly, the power of prayer is so much more than people realize, I think. So say a prayer for whatever if you want me to say a prayer for you, I will. Please send it into my email, because prayer works, but of course you have to believe for it to work. So anyway, love to John's family, love to you all, and especially to my members, because I'll see you later on, and we're going to be talking about Elon Musk, who's an absolute twonk, and we're going to be talking about the California fires and whatever else comes up. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for caring about John. Thank you for caring about John's family. Please remember to leave your DNA on the like button, and if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's completely free. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, and until I see you again, may your God go with you. Bye.